Hello?
Zoe, thank God you called back.
Linda, what's going on? Is something wrong? Did something happen?
It's Ziva. She fell down the stairs and almost
What?
killed herself.
It's your sister, Zoe.
She fell in love with a brain surgeon that works at St. Mary's Hospital.
But he always ignores her, so she wanted to get admitted to the hospital so he would have to pay attention to her.
Okay, I'll be right there. Where are you at?
St. Mary's.
Eva, you better start explaining yourself. If you didn't already have a broken leg, I'd break it myself.
No, it couldn't have been him. Why would he be here in Phoenix? He lived in Scottsdale. No, this was just her mind playing tricks on her because she'd been thinking about Blaine after what Luna said last night. She needed to get a hold of herself.
Any discomfort? Nausea? Dizziness?
Hi, sis.
Oh, Zoe, come in.
Blaine stiffened when he heard Zoe's voice. He seemed stunned for a second. Blaine's eyes looked dark, but she knew they shifted with his mood from various shades of gray to almost black.
You're Ziva's sister?
Yes, I'm her older sister.
Her heart was beating wildly. She had thought that she would never be looking into his eyes again. Zoe was sure her face reflected her emotional upheaval. Blaine seemed remarkably calm by comparison. His eyes had only let his shock show for a moment.
Zoe, this is, Dr. Blaine Dexter.
It had been 4 years. Perhaps he saw her as barely more than a distant memory, now a stranger from his past.
No, stop! Please, don't hurt me. I'm pregnant. Please just don't hurt my baby.
You fool. That's exactly what I'll do.
As the woman steps into the light, Zoe recognizes her, Zoe's future mother-in-law and future grandmother of her child. Not understanding why she was doing this, tears well up in Zoe's eyes, infuriating the old woman more.
That monstrosity inside you will never be a part of my family. You're a disgrace. Nobody. My son should be ashamed of knocking up a girl like you. Our family's respectable. We have an image to upkeep. I can't have my son running around with some hooker. That means I need to dispose of your son myself. So be it.
But he's your grandson. How can you do such a thing?
It's not my grandson. It's a vermin. Parasite that will ruin our family name. It has to go. It's not enough. It has to go.
The woman's eyes darkened as she stabbed Zoe in the stomach. It felt like she'd lost him all over again. Although she knew this was foolish thinking. She'd lost him 4 years ago and there was no going back. Zoe wiped her eyes and straightened. She began to walk towards Max's room. After today, Zoe would never have to see Blaine again.
And sent. 5 o'clock quitting time. You finished for today? Was just putting the finishing touches on this design, but I'm done.
I'd ask you to happy hour, but I'm sure you're off to see your son.
I am.
It's okay. I get it. Your date is much cuter than anyone I'll see at the bar.
That he is. I'll see you tomorrow, Court.
Zoe quickly walked towards the exit of Taylor Interiors. This was the best part of her day. She wanted to get to the hospital to spend as much time with her son as possible before visiting hours ended. Being a single mother was hard enough, and to add to the hardship, Zoe's son had leukemia. Zoe walked down the hall of St. Mary's Hospital with a teddy bear and headed straight to room 1023. She pushed open the hospital room's door with a huge smile, only for her face to immediately fall. The room was empty. There was no sign of Zoe's son. She immediately became anxious.
You see the patient in this room, my son Max?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just an intern nurse. I just started here. I don't know your son. I'll ask the charge nurse.
If you give me candy, my teeth will fall out. And if I don't have any teeth, I'll have a girlfriend as pretty as you.
It's okay. I'll marry you if you don't have a girlfriend when you're my age.
Zoe let out a breath she didn't know she'd been holding when she saw a young child wearing the tiniest hospital gown walking back towards her down the hall.
Now you want to marry the handsome doctor.
No, I only want to marry my favorite patient, Max.
Mommy!
Calm down. Thank you, Luna, for taking such good care of him.
Because of the hospital's sweet nursing staff, Zoe could go to work and not worry so much about Max.
Of course, he's the best. We love taking good care of him.
That's why I have to thank you all the more. Is it just you and the intern on duty today? Where are the other nurses on this floor?
It's 6:45. They're all gawking at that new brain surgeon before he goes into the OR, but I can't blame him. He is gorgeous. You went in?
Yep, just went into surgery. Even his voice is sexy. The other day when I was assisting him, he said hematoma in the brain and I wanted to have his babies. He is Phoenix's most eligible bachelor. He was promoted to professor when he came to St. Mary's.
I also heard that his family is loaded and he comes from a lot of political influence. He just bought a penthouse downtown.
Wow.
Anyways, y'all two, get back to work. Stop daydreaming. You know that we don't have a chance with a man like that. You know he only dates women like him. Gorgeous and from the right kind of family.
We can all dream. Can we?
You wanted to see me?
Yes, come in. I wanted to talk to you about a new client. A new client's been referred to us that I think would be a perfect fit for your design aesthetic. The client wants to meet tonight at the Waterford International Hotel. I know you like to visit your son after work, so if you want to leave a bit early to go and visit Max, that's fine.
Talon was not only the chief designer, but also the owner of Taylor Interiors. He was a good boss with a warm heart.
That's very thoughtful of you, Talon. Thank you. I'll do that.
After squeezing in a visit with Max, Zoe headed to the Waterford Hotel to meet her new client. Walking into the restaurant lobby, Zoe was reaching into her bag to pull out the file and call her client when she suddenly stopped dead in her tracks. Zoe blinked in disbelief at the man casually sitting. Realizing he hadn't seen her yet, Zoe frantically looked around for a place to hide. Zoe chanced to glance back in Blaine's direction, only to find him now looking right at her. The caller wasn't in her contacts, but the phone number that appeared on the screen was one etched in Zoe's memory. It was Blaine. He was still using his Scottsdale number, unlike Zoe, who had changed her number as soon as she moved to Phoenix. So how did Blaine have her number now?
Hello?
Are we going to discuss my project by shouting at each other from across the room? Or are you going to come join me?
What?
No, it couldn't be him. Zoe's stomach sank. Why, oh why, had she not flipped through the client's information earlier?
Well, if I had planned to talk to somebody over the phone, I wouldn't have called your boss for you to meet me here.
I'm sorry. I'll be right there. Dr. Dexter, do you have any specific ideas for your home's design? Do you prefer modern or a more classical look?
Dr. Dexter? Yes, I can be there. Can you please prep her for surgery? I'll be there right away. So one of my patients has to go into emergency surgery, so if this short. And about my renovations, I can reach out to you and we can talk about this further later.
Dr. Dexter, did you have time
This week to show me the layout. I need to see the layout of the rooms and take measurements.
She was trying to sound as calm as possible. Truthfully, she hadn't wanted to make this call. She'd have preferred Blaine to contact her, but she knew Talon would be expecting an update soon, and she needed to have something to tell her boss. If it had been any other client, Zoe wouldn't have hesitated to call, so she'd forced herself to follow up.
I am just about to go into surgery. The operation should take about 3 hours. If you want to meet me at the fountain at the entrance of the hospital at 7 p.m.
Okay, thanks.
Would she go? And more importantly, what would happen when Blaine arrived? Would he find out that Max was his son? Did he know what his mother did to them?
To know more, install Pocket FM app.